I know people have always said, well, what about the staff? What's their work like? What is that journey? How do they connect with young people? And so we have a great person who's going to share her story. She started with Build in 2010 as a street intervention worker. And I'm honored and proud to say she is now the intervention director. She is our first woman ever. Our first African American woman ever to lead the intervention department. I've always said that Build's employees are our special sauce, and there's no better example than Angela. Angela and I will fight back and forth all the time, but I will tell you that the thing that is made it very clear to me why she is in the right place is because she has instincts for young people. And you can't learn instincts. You have them or you don't. And Angela has incredible instincts, and you'll hear through her story why that is today. Angela, please join us.
Good evening, all. I am an advocate for the youth, no matter the circumstances. I am a woman of faith and tradition. I am strong-willed and loyal. I am what sacrifice and change looks like. I am a woman who's always defeated the odds. I'm not here to boast or brag, but I'm here to say I'm proud of myself. I'm on the path where God is using me and my life experiences to encourage and help mold our future youth. I am so grateful, and looking back, I see how my own life has informed the intervention work that I do now, and I'd like to share small parts of my story. As a child, I grew up on the west side of Chicago with a heavily gang-involved family, and my brothers and I gave all authority hell. Instead of participating in sports and going to parks and enjoying the weekend like most kids, I grew up visiting the different prisons on the weekends to see my father, grandfather, uncles, and eventually my brothers. It might seem like a strange way to grow up, but it was normal to me. My family had the nicest cars, the largest houses, but no one had a gun. No one had a job. I grew up with a 15-year-old mother, but life seemed easy and she never struggled. My family was respected. I was the popular, well-dressed high school girl who had the best car at the age of 16. I never had worries. I never went without. I was loved. Some would even say spoiled. However, I was a horrible teenager. I was angry, rude, and getting into all the fights. I can now take accountability and say that most of the time I was causing the problems. I was kicked out of 3 grammar schools on the west side of Chicago before the age of 14. I was always smart, though. I graduated from high school with a full academic scholarship to college to any school that I wanted to go to. However, I had a probation officer. I would not stop fighting. I was untamed, angry, and quick-tempered. I had absolutely no control over my reaction to any situation that I did not agree with. I didn't go to college right away. I took a year off to rack up a little more troubles. We were losing more of us back to back through death and prison. I eventually left the college because there was nothing left here for me. College was a swift change. It required discipline, consistency, and hard work. But I completed my degree and later on to grad school and felt so accomplished. I had done something that no one, including myself, thought was possible. During undergrad, I met my wonderful husband, and we had our first child. Being loved and accepted from a new family that he brought to me made it very clear that a lot of the things that I thought of the child was normal was not. I wanted better for my son. I decided I would change for him. I would break the family traditions of gangs and selling drugs. I wanted him to have it all, to be great, and he will be. Through the people that I met in college, I landed a position here at Build as an intervention specialist. I was elated. Now I had a good paying job, and things were looking up. And I was being just my authentic self, and it worked. I could relate to these teens, and it was because I was these teens. They listened to me. They followed my guidance. We met a young woman. We met a young man who was headed to prison, who landed in college. We impacted a young girl who had a child at 15 years old and relocated to Atlanta to pursue her music career and a degree in business. We impacted a young man who went from being an active gang member and known graffiti criminal to a full-time artist while mentoring youth. Notice I keep saying we. I am because we are. Bill became my family. Bill became my family. We worked together to make better for many, together, one at a time. It wasn't all smooth, though. After 5 or 6 years, life hit me hard, and I was encouraged to go to therapy. This was new. I grew up in a family where we prayed things away, never went to therapy. But as I worked through my troubles, I noticed that my childhood experiences were affecting my adult choices. Let me repeat that. My childhood experiences were affecting my adult choices. I had assumed my childhood was amazing. I had everything provided for me, but the intention and concern for my upbringing and the kind of person that I was becoming was never a priority. I would be hunted by this as an adult. In 2018, I joined Build's clinical therapy team. Once again, my own life was teaching me how to help others. I now saw how closely mental health care integrated with violence intervention worked. Our young people are processing so many hard things. Starting to address them at young ages is a crucial part of their future. I am the first female director of Build's Intervention Services, and I have plans, big plans. I have an amazing team. We all have powerful experiences and perspectives to bring to our work. Community violence is a complex problem. A neighborhood needs so many different things to recover and become healthy. Build has amazing partners, all out here doing different parts of the work. But as a leader for Build, and someone who has lived this life so far, I know the role we play. We know that Build needs to do to really help our youth overcome obstacles so deep in them. We need to create and offer opportunities to our youth and really change their minds and opinions, the decisions they have made. Imagine if youth didn't have to join gangs to feel safe. Imagine if they didn't have to sell drugs or steal to provide for bills and food for their families. Imagine if they could learn to process their traumas. Imagine if youth trusted the adults that were in their lives and to help discover and achieve their goals. I look at every young person at Build and I see myself. But this also means their potential, their intelligence, their unique energy. Both our speakers tonight, Mario and Hillary, are two youth that I've personally worked with myself at Clemente High School, and I'm very proud of them. My entire Clemente team is proud of them. Because we have always saw them and fought for them, and we know that with the love and support they deserve, we can make them do everything that they're destined to do. I would like to thank Bill for supporting me as I've grown professionally and personally, for the opportunities to change so many young people. Everyone in this room is a part of the work that we do. Thank you for understanding that potential doesn't discriminate, only opportunity does. Thank you.